I'm Teresa.
And I'm Harry Potter.
And this is what we're doing right now.
After spending a few days in Southern California with my family, I made my way up the coast to Vancouver, Washington to spend some time with McKay Voiles and his family.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Hey,
Hi, Michael.
Okay. Hi, Maestro. How are you?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
I mentioned in this vlog recently that I've been grappling with the feeling of being outside of what is considered normal, especially in the way that I experience interpersonal relationships. The way that I characterize it these days is that most people treat relationships like houseplants. They need constant watering and attention, or they wither and die. I don't experience relationships that way. I can go a very long time without interacting with someone I feel close to, and still have our next interaction feel like no time has passed at all, at least as long as they feel the same way too. But, of course, most people don't feel that way. Most people feel neglected, abandoned, and unwanted if they don't get attention. I also mentioned recently that I want to put more effort into interacting with other people the way they expect to be interacted with. I've decided it's too selfish to move about the world thinking, well, that person doesn't want to be friends with me the way I want to be friends with them, so they can get lost. I think that would prevent the possibility of friendships that could otherwise be beneficial for all parties involved. I think that would just be an easy excuse to not put effort into things. I think that would pass up an opportunity for personal growth. All that being said, I also don't want to twist myself into a pretzel trying to be someone I'm not. I've come to believe that I've caused significant pain to both myself and others by trying to conform to what I thought was expected of me by society or my friends or my family or my audience, especially by the people I've been romantically involved with.
Yeah, what's next?
E.
E. Oh, you're that looks like an F.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those lines are really close together. Maybe you should put another line at the bottom.
That's you?
There you go.
As much as I focus on bettering myself, and barring some sort of serious head injury, I'm not going to change who I am at the core. So in addition to practicing sensitivity to other people's love languages, if you will, I think it's also important for me to really seek out friendships with people who are similar to me. In looking back over the last decade of my life, I surrounded myself with people with whom I had less in common than I initially thought. It's easy to have common interests and goals, maybe a shared interest in Magic the Gathering or in electing a politician who supports liberal causes, but it's the deeper stuff that matters, the center of which, I believe, is a person's motivation. Why does a person do what they do? A person's why is so much more wrapped up in who they are than what they do or how they do it. If you can find someone whose why lines up with yours, you've got a really solid foundation on which to build a relationship. And I don't think I've focused on that well enough. I kept a lot of friendships that ultimately weren't great for anyone. Not to say that they were bad people, in most cases at least, but people just have different needs and motivations, and I wasn't paying attention to what mine were and what theirs were and whether those were aligned.
What are you thinking, Maestro?
We're thinking good.
All of this is to say that going forward, I'm focusing more on seeking out relationships with people with whom I am more compatible. And of those relationships, I'm striving to be more thoughtful and sensitive toward the differences in how we might express and understand attention, affection, and respect. Which brings me back to McKay Voiles and his family. It's always hard to say how the future will bless or damn any particular relationship, but I can say that in the present, I feel incredibly close to McKay. And that closeness has felt consistent, whether we've talked every day for a week or gone several weeks without a word between us. There's a comfort there, a lack of pressure to make sure that McKay knows I still consider him one of my closest friends. I know that he knows that I do. The Voiles family is wonderful, and I always enjoy my time spent with them. They make me feel the opposite of weird and lonely and misunderstood. Even a few years ago, I don't think I would have known just how valuable that was.
You're my sunshine, you're my sunshine. You make me happy and make I love you. Please don't take my sunshine.